Shabbat Shalom. And Shabbat Shalom to those who are streaming our services this evening. Even as we begin our Shabbat here in Michigan, we're thinking of our colleagues and friends who are enjoying a service, Shabbat in the sun, this evening in Boca Raton. Although, from what I hear, it's not very Boca-ish. It's, sort of mid-60s, and I know you feel horrible for them. In all seriousness, I actually have also been, in need of your compassion. I've been feeling under the weather this week, as has Rabbi Jen later, and we're still sort of coming out of our own bout of sickness. And sometimes timing is what it is, but we are so lucky to be able to rely on our wonderful congregation. We have so much talent and depth here, and so it's a thrill to have Emma Trivax, who is a part of our tefillah team and also directs our Shabbat singers, helping to lead our service and beautify things. And so, regardless of the timing, it is Shabbat. We've come together, and we will sing words of togetherness. Hine Matov, page 4 in your prayer books. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שברחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שברחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים,
That's how great he sounds, just recovering from the flu and a cold. That's amazing. He's amazing. So it doesn't feel like Florida, or at least as Florida should feel, but it sure feels like home. It's wonderful to be together as a community celebrating Shabbat. And in celebration of Shabbat, we would like to invite Andrea, Grace, and Emma Trevax to come forward to light the Shabbat candles and welcome in the holiday as we turn to page 13.
Light is the foundation of life, yet impossible to touch. Light is flowers growing and fruit trees blossoming, photosynthesis and rainbows shimmering. Light is energy and romance, enlightenment and lightning. Light is red and violet and magenta and blue, lasers and campfires, warmth and illumination, the sunset and the dawn. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kilishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, eternal source of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot and commands us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Service continues on page 34 with Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi לקראת תקלה, בני שבת נקבלה. Lecha Dodi לקראת תקלה, בני שבת נקבלה. Lecha Kala, v'nei Shabbat nekabela, v'chad odi nikra kala, v'nei Shabbat nekabela, שהמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ותפארת ונתילה. לך אדוני נקרא כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך אדוני נקרא כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תהילה. לך אדוני נקרא כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך אדוני נקרא כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי ברכומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך אדוני נקרא כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך אדוני נקרא כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום העטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה. תוך אמוני עם סגולה, Ichalla bo ichalla, lecha adoni nikra kala, eni Shabbat nekabela, lecha adoni nikra kala, eni Shabbat nekabela.
We continue together at the top of page 41. We give each other hints in smiles and glances, in loving words, in sharp reminders. We give each other hints knowingly or unknowingly, in great thunderclaps or still small voices. We give each other hints in these bonds of family, in these gifts of friendship, spoken or unspoken, as together we find our way to God.
Page 42, we continue with the Reader's Kaddish. Yitkadal ve'yitkadash shemei Rabbah ve'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon v'yom echon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael bagala u'vizman kari ve'iberu amen. Yesh me Rabba mivorach, yalamul al me al maya, yiparach ve'yishtabach, ve'yipar v'yitromam v'yitnasei, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal, shemei de kudesham berichu, Leila min kol berchata v'shirata v'tushbechata v'nechemata damiran ve'alma ve'imeru amen. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Baruchu et Adonai. Amevorach. Baruch Adonai. Amevorach leolam vaed. Amevorach leolam vaed.
We turn to the bottom of page 56. You didn't have to command me to love you. I'd have loved you anyway. You remembered me when it felt like everyone else had forgotten. You were kind when the world wasn't. You were the spark of light in the dark when I needed to find my way. In you, I found strength, courage, hope. So you didn't have to command me to love you. I'd have loved you anyway.
If you're lost, you feel afraid, and you don't know what to say, then listen to our God. Is there a question on your mind? Is the answer hard to find? Then listen to our God. Listen with all your heart and soul.
it yourself, there's nothing to say. Stop all the chatter that gets in the way and listen to our God. When the wind and the thunder finally disappear, there's still a voice that you will hear if you listen to our God. You can hear it from the top of the highest hill or from the valley below. It can come from the edge of the universe. It can come from within your soul. Close your eyes and listen.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Listen to our God. Listen to our God.
Continue together on page 57. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי אצווך היום על לבבך, ושננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Please read together with me at the bottom of 61. Standing at the waters of the Red Sea, at the Mason-Dixon line, at the walls of the Warsaw Ghetto, the Berlin Wall, the wall that separates men from women, the privileged from the persecuted, the perpetrator from victim, the master from the slave. We cry out, as did our ancestors in ancient days, "Let my people go. Let all God's people be free, so that we may dance and sing together once again at the shores of the Red Sea."
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילו sing to you with songs of joy. Who is like you, Adonai? Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. No Adonai et Yaakov, ugihalom miyad chazak mimenu, Baruch ata Adonai, ka'al Yisrael.
Continuing at the top of 63. I am awake to myself and all others. I am awake to those who share my home. I am awake to an ancient text. I am awake.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lahasot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. אדוני שפתי תפתח ופי אגיד תהילתך. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu ve'imoteinu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sahara Elohei Rivka Elohei Leah Elohei Rachel Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'hanora גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה מלך חוזר מושיע ומגן ברוך אתה אדוני Magid Abraham Ve'ezrat Sarah.
Together on page 69. Prayer invites us to let God's presence suffuse our spirits, to let God's will prevail in our lives. Prayer cannot bring water to parched fields, nor mend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city. But prayer can water an arid soul, mend a broken heart, and rebuild a weakened will. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh Hakol. Blessed are you, O God, who renews all things.
אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. As you're seated, we pray silently. Acceptable to you.
Be acceptable to you.
The meditations of my heart. Be pleasing unto you. O God, my rock and my Redeemer. May the words of my
Meditations of my heart
be acceptable to you, O God.
So recently, when I've been in hospitals with some patients, I've been saying the Misha Berach, and I've been asking them, what is your mother's name? Because when you say a Misha Berach, you say the person's Hebrew name, son or daughter of their mother. It's one of the only times for Jews that we're identified solely by our mother. And the explanation is that women, we draw upon that nurturing, kind, caring aspect of femininity in this moment when you're looking for healing and support. And I thought I would just draw attention to that as you look on the bima tonight. And as you see all of the women here tonight, and also we'll be hearing more about women in the sermon tonight. But really, when we say the Misha Berach, it's a moment where we will take support from wherever we can find it, from women, men, friends, medical staff, and of course, when we pray to God, we ask for God's help and God's support. So we sing the words of the Misha Berach together on page 72.
Avotenu mikol Abraham
I would have written a lady sermon whether or not the men rabbis were going to be here. Just a coincidence, but it's a very lady-heavy night. The 5 daughters of Zelophehad, Mal'ah, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah, strong Bible women, sisters, stood together, sand between toes, toe to toe with their male elders, just in sight of the promised land. Our father died and left no sons. Give us our inheritance, they insisted. Moses, confused, did not know what to do except to simply ask God, who said, "The plea is just. Give them their share." And it was made so. In the Torah, it was written. Now the great, great, great granddaughters of centuries of daughters of Zelophehad, grown women with daughters and granddaughters of their own, stand before the stones of the western wall, what remains of the great temple. These are the women of the wall. They tender prayers to God and plead their case. Give us our share, our place before the wall, to pray freely as full Jews. This is our inheritance. But those who rule do not ask God what is just, will not think to listen for God's answer. Instead, they allow the pitch of chairs, prayer books ripped from mothers' hands, allow the din of curses raining down upon the daughters of the hot desert sands. If you have ever stood at the Western Wall in Jerusalem, you know it is a place that holds an intense, quiet power, an energy. Standing in front of those immense stones, some of which date back more than 2,000 years to the days of the Second Temple, it is difficult not to feel moved, inspired, in fact. We recognize that this wall marks a place where Jews have come to be near God, to seek God's presence since the time of King Solomon, nearly 3,000 years ago. And the Western Wall belongs to the Jewish people. It might actually be more accurate to say that each and every Jew belongs to what that wall represents. It is a tangible symbol of our history, our tradition, and our search for God. And in all the diversity of the Jewish people, religious and secular, Reform, conservative, Orthodox, Jews by birth and Jews by choice, there is not one Jew who does not share in that heritage, that connection, that spiritual buzz of a holy place. But the Western Wall, which should be a place that unites our people, has often been the focus of controversy and division. Women of the Wall, mentioned in the poem I just read by Abby Kaplan, is a group of Jewish women from around the world who, for the last 25 years, have striven for the right to wear talitot, to carry and pray and read from the Torah at the Western Wall, to be able to sing out loud without getting arrested. You may have read about these brave women before or seen their pictures in the paper being dragged through the pavilion in handcuffs for the sin of wearing a talit. You may have heard about men from the men's side of the Western Wall Plaza throwing rocks over the separation wall or dumping buckets of water on these women's heads while they pray. You may have heard about police standing by and watching as these women are verbally and physically assaulted for attempting to smuggle a Torah into the women's section. There are many, many of these stories, and they are not from the 40s or the 60s or even the 80s. They're from this year, and they're from last year, and they're from the year before that. But this week, there is a different story in the news, a better story. This week, the Israeli government agreed to create an upgraded prayer space for both men and women along the Western Wall. Men and women together, a space where they can pray together, read Torah together, where women can wear their ritual garb and sing as loudly as they want. And this is a really, really big deal. Now, Israel has been talking about this compromise for a few years.
We continue on page 14. The flickering flames of the Shabbat candles mark this moment as a sacred time, a time of warmth as our community joins together in prayer, a time of brightness as our spirits are lifted by the melodies of our people. A time of light as we look toward the future through the eyes of our children. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
But it also felt, well, it felt a little bit less than. You see, we weren't at that plaza, that huge open area that you see in all the pictures of the Western Wall. We weren't praying alongside Jews from all over the world, with notes in all different languages peeking out of every crevice in the wall. We were way over to the right, and a little bit down, in a section of the wall known as Robinson's Arch, on a very, very small platform, and we were alone. We were there, but we weren't really there. So this agreement this week will make things better. This year on Teen Mission, when I take 100 of your children and grandchildren, we will be able to enter through the same entrance as everyone else going to visit the wall. The platform will be much bigger, much nicer, and it will have a grand entrance, and maybe it won't feel like an afterthought. It will feel more authentic, a celebrated part of the story instead of a secret, shameful hideaway from everybody else. A really fantastic change and a necessary change, a change long time coming. And I wanted to end my sermon here. I really did. I thought long and hard about it, and it was really this upcoming trip to Israel with your children that changed my mind. Because even though this is truly a great change, it is not enough. It's separate, but it's not equal. This part of the wall that we will be permitted to pray to is not part of the Kotel Plaza. It's not part of our Kotel. And now liberal Jews who want to pray together will officially be segregated from the rest of the worldwide Jewish community. And I'm afraid that we are so grateful for this small concession that we may forget about the long, arduous fight ahead of liberal Jews in our own homeland. To be able to worship as we want, to live as we want, to be recognized as full-fledged, real, honest-to-God Jews. So while we are so encouraged by this move, it is important to remember that the issue of prayer at the Kotel is only one of many in the arena of religious freedom. Its impact on Israeli citizens is relatively limited. In other areas, changes have usually been for the worse. The tyranny of the Orthodox rabbinate over marriage and divorce is ongoing, denying hundreds of thousands of citizens the right to family, denying women their right to equality and dignity. There is rejection of our conversions, the freezing of funds designated for pluralistic education, the discrimination of women who are banned from serving on religious councils, the surrender to the ultra-Orthodox who refuse to serve in the army, the non-implementation of core curricular studies in state-funded schools, not to mention that women can't divorce their husbands without written consent from them. And this is the current political and religious landscape of our promised land. And so we celebrate the women of the wall for the courage in fighting for their rights at the Kotel. They stood up against a fundamental religious establishment, and they won. They won, and they succeeded in making a real, vital change. They have forced the world to pay attention to the issues on the ground, first through nonviolent protests and Rosh Chodesh pray-ins, and now by their agreement to this historic compromise. But even as we celebrate, we recommit ourselves to the fight for the rights of liberal Jews, for the rights of women, for our values on the streets of the state of Israel. The Kotel has been a catalyst for millennia, and this age, our age, is no different. Our vision of Judaism is no less important, no less authentic, and no less valuable than the vision of the ultra-Orthodox establishment there. And as Jews created, B'Tselem Elohim, in the image of God, we recognize that each and every person was created in that image. Men and women, created as equals who deserve equal amounts of dignity and respect and freedom. So I'd like to end tonight the way that the women of the wall end their gatherings at the Kotel, with a prayer of hope for the future. May it be your will, God, God of our mothers and fathers, to bless our prayer group and all who pray within it, them, their families, and all that is theirs, together with all the women and girls of your people Israel. Strengthen us and direct our hearts to serve you in truth and love. May our prayer be desirable and acceptable to you like the prayers of our holy mothers, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, and Leah. May our song ascend to you in holiness and purity, like the songs of Miriam the prophet, Devorah the judge, and Hannah in Shiloh, and may it be pleasing to you as a sweet savor and fine incense. And for our sisters, all the women and girls of your people Israel, let us merit to see their joy and hear their voices raised before you in song and praise. May no woman or girl be silenced ever again among your people Israel or all the world. God of justice, let us merit to see justice and salvation soon for the sanctification of your name and the repair of your world. As it is written, Zion will hear and be glad, and the daughters of Judah rejoice over your judgments, O God. And as it is written, for Zion's sake I will not be still, and for Jerusalem's sake I will not be silent, until her righteousness shines forth like a great light, and her salvation like a flaming torch. Ki mitzion tetzei Torah u'devar Adonai miYerushalayim. For out of Zion came forth our Torah, and the word of God from Jerusalem. And together we say, Amen.
Come dry your tears, no need to be afraid. I am always here, and I will keep your spirit safe. These are the words I hear in my heart, just like a prayer when my world comes apart, and I know out of the darkness a light will shine, and through the silence a song will rise. Where there is fear, there can be faith, 'cause at the end of every road, there's always hope. There are those who walk in the shadow, praising hate in God's name. But love is much stronger in the fold of God's grace, and we'll stand together for as long as it takes. And someday, out of the darkness, a light will shine, and through the silence, a song will rise. Where there is fear, there can be faith, 'cause at the end of every road, there's always hope. Hope like a vision that never fades. When doubt makes us tremble, there is
thank you to Emma for making our services so beautiful tonight. And I feel I'm 10 years ahead of Rabbi Later, so we're not that far apart, and yet I feel so proud to share the bima with you. So I hope you don't find that to be not okay, but so proud to share the bima with you. So I'd like to invite a member of our executive committee, Larry Tisdale, forward to address the congregation with the congregational announcements.
Shabbat Shalom. Please join us on Saturday, February 6th at 9:30 a.m. for our next Shabbat Mishpacha service. We will investigate the story of creation, and through that story, talk of love, light, friendship, about our world, and about becoming ourselves. Join us for a beautiful way to start the day and explore with story and music when the beginning began, followed by crafts and snacks. We will also be celebrating February birthdays. Author Franny Sheridan will join us on Monday night, March 7th at 7 p.m. for a special event. She will discuss her book, Never Tell Anyone, Confessions of a Jewish Shiksa. Proudly Jewish, Franny was raised as a Catholic by two Orthodox Jewish Holocaust survivors who, after escaping Europe, were nearly murdered in North America. At the age of 9, she discovered her Jewish identity and was warned daily never to tell anyone. Hear her story of pain and healing. For further information or to RSVP or volunteer, check the information table as you leave tonight or call the temple office during regular business hours. Also, please join us after services for the Oneg and Shabbat greetings. On behalf of the officers and members of the Board of Trustees, let me wish each of you a Shabbat Shalom.
It is my pleasure to invite up George McMillan for the honor of opening our Ark this evening, as well as anybody in the congregation age 11 or younger to come up and receive a special Shabbat treat as we rise and turn to page 189 for the call to worship.
Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, latekiru liotzer breishi, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, velo samanu kamishbehot hadama, shelo sam hilkeinu kahem, vigor aleinu kehol hamonam, vanachnu korim. Umishtachamim umodim, livnei melech malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. V'nemar v'hayadonai lemelech al kol haaretz, bayom ha'u, v'yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo
Please be seated. We are the pages of the book that was begun those many years ago. We are the holders of the dream that shines brightly in our children's eyes. We are the ember of the flame that was gleaned from those who walked before. Threads together woven, joys and sorrows to each other bound, a people forever united. On this Shabbat, we lovingly remember those who have died in the past 30 days, the period of Shloshim: Eleanor Bayer, Lee Blau, Roy Bowman, Martha Borax, Clive Cantor, Joyce Cantor, Carol Ray Cooper, Dr. Martin Deitch, Arnie Deem, Toby Ginsberg, Helen Glass, Lillian Glassman, Dr. Arnold Golnick, Shirley Graff, Sylvia Grossberg, Edith Herzbach, Berta Iskut, Esther Jacobs, Jean Jacobson, Ruth Keller, Dr. Robin Royal Kirby, Jill Kroc, William Krasnick, Shirley Lederer, Marion Levine Gallant, Rosalind Lewin, Shirley Lonenstatter, Annette Trustick Mamet, Muriel Markson, Ari Mazer, Ruth Miller, Dr. Solomon Miller, Marjorie Norman, Dr. Ralph Rabinovich, Jack Routbort, Nancy Ross, Sheldon Sandweiss, Stanley Statoski, Arthur Myron Schlessel, Joel Silber, Shay Silver, Winnie Snyder, Ron Stern, J. Scott Thomas, Jerry Weisberg, and Leslie Perlman. We also remember the yortzites of those who died in years past on this Shabbat: Anne Alekman, Minnie Arkin, Richard Arkin, Shirley Bernstein, Dorothy Bovitz, Sadie Sarah Kamenker, Morton Dermer, Fred Feldman, Doris Foss, Morton Garenrich, Dr. Irving Gordon, Rose Hack, David Eisenberg, Harry Katzman, Lucille Kaufman, Sander Paul Klein, Samuel Collenberg, Harold Lambert, Barry Matthew Leiner, Milton Moretsky, Rabbi Gunther Plaut, Marge Rector, Cyrus Ross, Benet Susan Stern, Ben Stocker, Ethel Weingarten, Ben Wish, Eric Wolf, Esther Atchman, Irving Collins, Kenneth Singer, Estelle Rader, Theodore Tobias, Albert Phil, Dorothy Fred Hack, Sylvia Barnett, Abram Collins, Tamara Collins, Irving Flanders, Perry Schulman, Robert Sallin, Steve Letterman, Jack Lawson, Dorothy Lefkowitz, Ruth Moretsky, Rose Lebret, Ben Lebret, Sylvia Grossberg. We remember them with love and honor them with words of Kaddish, which can be found on page 199. Please rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'b'yomechon u'b'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agalau v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam le'olmei olmaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudusha brichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom imromav, Huya aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. We pray that the source of peace sends peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved among us. Amen.
Odivo shalom aleinu, Odivo shalom aleinu, Odivo shalom aleinu ve'akulam. Odivo shalom aleinu, Odivo shalom aleinu, Odivo shalom aleinu ve'akulam. Salam aleinu ve'akol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam aleinu ve'akol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Odivo shalom aleinu, Odivo shalom aleinu, Odivo shalom aleinu ve'akulam. Odivo shalom aleinu, Odivo shalom aleinu, Odivo shalom aleinu ve'akulam. Salam aleinu ve'akol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam aleinu ve'akol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Odivo shalom aleinu, Odivo shalom aleinu, Odivo shalom aleinu ve'akulam. Odivo shalom